Jerusalem. That's the word. Idols are fallen, surrounded. Oh, they fall. That's the word. Word. Yes. Yes. Oh, in the cut from the found fall. The light. Let's go. All the others into the song. Then you have Hezekiah. Jeremiah 50, the name of the song. Obviously referencing Jeremiah chapter 50. Then Babylon's fallen, standing. Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight. I am Kyle. In the building, I got my butter pecan, Miss Artist 28, and I got my youngin' Bellasson in the building, getting ready for school tomorrow. So, man, this lesson we got tonight, man, is coming a little late, but I appreciate all of y'all that come on in. Appreciate you guys. So tonight, man, the title of the lesson is The Anger of This Confused World. The anger of this confused world. Today my spirit has been agitated. Something wasn't feeling quite right all day. All day different things came. As I was talking to the Most High, I'm like, what should I discuss this evening? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about what's on my spirit because that's in my personal life. What do you want me to say to your children, your flock, your people? So as I'm sitting there and I'm going through it, and I'm looking at all of the news clippings and all of the fear and the city council today was going off on the police chief in reference to our New Year's Eve terrorism. And what you find is there are no answers. From every talking head, from all the pundits, whatever you want, there's no answers, but everyone is angry. We all have good reason, Brother Yuan, to be angry in these days. But the people that are in control, the people that can't seem to give an answer, can't seem to understand logic, understand Bible prophecies, understand common sense in this hour, we must understand that they're confused. So if we are looking at a world that is confused, this is what produces the anger. When people are confused or frustrated, that's where anger festers. That's where the anger comes out, right? And they say on Fox News, the killer was tied to, to New Orleans, to the NOI, and that's a lie. True that, this gentleman, they tried to connect him to the American Muslims and not the, if you don't know the tongue that happens in your newscasting, when they said he was affiliated, all homegrown, they're talking about the Nation of Islam and not connecting him to ISIS over there, saying that this has, that they're separating Iran and the things that are happening over there and what's happening here. They don't want anyone to think that any of those people were able to infiltrate their vaunted United States. You must understand these things. But again, all confusion. So as I'm hearing the Most High speak to me about this confusion and this anger, I say, okay, well, it's time to go to the scripts. This is obviously what he wants me to discuss. So this is what we have. This is what the Most High has given me today to understand from our children to our immediate community to our state and then national and then international. These words tonight are going to explain the confusion in all levels of our lives. The Most High is very clear on what he is doing. If we seek his word, we can find the answers in this confusing world. We can not have the anger of this world. We can be angry at, but not the anger of. Let's get to it. Genesis chapter 11, verse 7 and 8. Genesis chapter 11, verses 7 through 8. It says, let us then go down and confound their speech, so that they shall not understand one another's speech. Thus the Most High scattered them from there over the face of the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it is called Babel, because there the Most High confounded the speech of the whole earth, and from there the Most High scattered them over the face of the whole earth. I actually read all the way to 9. So when we're looking at the origin of confoundment, when we're looking at where the Most High first brought in confoundment and confusion unto the world, what were they doing that Most High would bring confusion? Because we hear so many times that the Most High of confusion, right? It's clearly stated so many times the Most High is not the author of confusion, and he is of clarity. But yet in Genesis 11, we find that the Most High brings confusion. For what reason? Because Nimrod had the bright idea, along with the rest of the people, that because the Most High destroyed them because of their iniquity, through the flood, that they would stop that from happening, and they would build a tower and kill the Most High. So I want us to be clear, because sometimes we read this scripture and we're not quite understanding. We're not looking at the layers. We don't see how it would apply to our own life, or we don't see that these things have been continuing and happening over and over and over and again, century after century after millennium. They wanted to kill the Most High to stop his law. They wanted to kill the Most High so that his judgment would not be cast upon man, so that they could do as thy wilt. So this is when the Most High brings confusion. When man is against his clarity, when a man is against his law, the Most High will bring confoundment. So when we look at this world and we look at how confused everybody is and how confused the leadership of this world is, from international to national to state to city, we can see mass confoundment and confusion all the way. Well, what are we doing? Christianity rules the land, and they believe that there is no law, that the blood has already cleansed the land and the people. Already done. Katie bought a Deut. We need no law. Just be nice. Love thy neighbor. That sounds like confusion to me right there. From the beginning until now, we are going against his law and against his judgment, doing as thy wilt. Let's go to Psalm 55. I will soon find me a refuge from the sweeping wind, from the tempest. O Most High, confound their speech, confuse it. For I see lawlessness and strife in the city. So in David, this is Psalm 55, and it says, for the leader with instrumental music, a musical of David, our king. So David, in his 9 and 10, is asking the Most High to bring confoundment and confusion because there's lawlessness. Because these people are coming together and organizing their lawlessness in such a manner that iniquity is wiping out the land. You got child trafficking, you got slavery, you got usury, you got all of the above, every type of trickery, all type of deception, all kind type of gene splicing, all kind of whoredom of all kinds. And the law of our land is just to love everyone, even the molesters, even the ones with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We supposed to love them all, baby. Even if you don't know what you are, even if you go against what the Most High has given you as agenda, all of that is against it. No. Do as thou wilt. I'm a butterfly. I identify as a butterfly. A monarch. I'm gonna be a butterfly. It says here, Psalms 55, verse 9, I will soon find me refuge from the sweeping wind and from the tempest that the Most High is going to bring. Verse 10, O Most High, confound their speech, confuse it, for I see lawlessness and strife in the city. Verse 11, day and night they make their rounds on the walls. Evil and mischief are inside it. Verse 12, malice is within it. Fraud and deceit never leave it square. Is David not describing the great nation that we're in. Yeah, they trying to say that pedophile is a syndrome. It's been done since they've been in Moloch, since they've been with Asherah, since they've been with Jezebel, since they've been with Ahab. See, this is nothing new. All the horrors that you see on Fox and CNN, this has been happening since the beginning of time. The Most High has been fighting against this. This has been confounding and confusion all the way until it's fulfilled. The Most High told me I needed to go in and study this. I needed to remind myself of why there's so much confusion in this world. Why I'm supposed to not be angry and trust in him, because he's done all this, and only he can make straight what he has made crooked. Let's go to Job chapter 6. Job chapter 6, verse 20. And it reads, they are disappointed in their hopes when they reach the palace. They stand against, so you are as nothing at the sight of misfortune. You take fright. Did I say to you, I need your gift? Pay a bribe for me out of your wealth. Verse 23, deliver me from the clutches of my enemy. Redeem me from the violent men. There's a question mark. Verse 24, teach me, I shall be silent. Tell me where I am wrong. How trenchant honest words are. How trenchant honest words are. I see my cousin Michael in the building. Honest words build a trench in those, as my sister and I was talking earlier, that allow the word to resonate with them. When this word resonates with you, when you are silent and you are calling upon the Most High for understanding, his words are like a trench. Misfortune comes to us all, right? Misfortune most of the time leads us to, it's usually out of confusion and confoundment. And when misfortune comes, anger comes. Many times in that anger, we do not say, well, Most High, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to convey to me? We live in a world where we must navigate this confusion. In New Orleans, there's a saying, in New Orleans, there's a saying that if you see somebody driving straight, they're drunk. If you see them swerving, they're sober. Now, if you're not from New Orleans, you may not get that. You may say it must be that everybody has to be drunk, and that's what is the norm. But understanding, when you stop and you ask the Most High to explain things to you, you don't have to be there. He gives it to you in a way that is entrenched in you. The reason why they say that in New Orleans is because the potholes are so bad here. And the people that are sober are trying to dodge the potholes. So you see them swerving back and forth trying to save their car. That's how bad our potholes are. A drunk person, they don't give a care, so they just drive down the street straight, fast as hell. And nobody does that in New Orleans because you'll kill your car. But if you're not boots on the ground in this city, then that statement doesn't make sense to you. If you don't know this word and read for the Most High for yourself, then you won't understand it the way that you should. You'll be confused. You'll be confounded. And most people that read this scripture, they're reading it thinking about a punishment. They're reading it from a warden perspective. They're not reading it from a perspective of love. The world has no love, and that's why it's angry and confused. Let's go to Exodus 23. Exodus 23, verse 27. It says, I will send forth my terror before you, and I will throw into panic all the people among whom you come, and I will make all your enemies turn tail before you. So the Most High says that the confusion and the terror of the world is of him. And for his children, he has them in terror so that he can walk us through. And it says, I will throw into panic all the people among whom you come, and I will make all your enemies turn tail before you. I will send a plague ahead of you, and it shall drive out before you the Hivites, the Canaanites, drive them out before you in a single year, lest the land become desolate and the wild beasts multiply to your hurt. Interesting how the Most High says is factoring in nature and the wild boars. The Most High's clarity and what he needs for us to do is to just dodge the potholes. The Most High for us and how we navigate through this world of confusion and negativity is to stay to his law. His law allows you to bounce around the potholes. Not following his law is drunken and running through this world with gasoline drawers on. I did it as a child. I pray that you don't. I don't suggest it. It doesn't come out. It doesn't end well. It does bring some fun, but it brings way more pain and way more loss of time. And the older you get, you realize how precious time is. I see David's in the building. In this Exodus, the Most High said he would move out the enemies, confuse them, confound them, move them out. But he would do it in a certain manner so that the wild beasts would not take over the land before the people could go in. If you liken that to this world and the confusion of this world, which I am doing tonight, that the Most High is moving things out your way. You can't move the confusion that you see before you. You can't answer some of the conundrums that's before you. You don't have all the answers. Regardless of how much you think you do, regardless of how much you think you know people, or you know scenarios, or you've been in this before, or you know case study, or you know this, you don't know all the answers. The Most High makes sure that as you go through your journey of life that you learn that. So when you become humble and you understand that you must revert back to his law, and that the craziness of this world you can't change, the crazy people of the world you can't change. Most of people are angry because they can't change people to what they want them to be. They can't alter their mama. They can't alter their husband. They can't alter their wife. They can't alter their children. They can't make them see this. They can't make them see that. That's why Christianity and Islam had to pull out the sword to convert. The Most High does not require you to convert. He is bigger than a sword. He had to. I truly pray that it wasn't confusing in my explanation. The world is angry and confused. And as I read Genesis, the Most High has done this because the world is wicked. And how do we navigate through a world of wickedness that the Most High has confounded? We must understand and remove ourselves from trying to convert, change, overbear, make our presence understood. We have to learn to drop the seed, let the Most High water. We have to allow what we say we believe. We must walk in that He's moving, He's going to change the circumstances, that we just need to be the example wherever we are. My aunt reminded me of that today. I asked her a question, and I said, "What, Auntie, how did you deal with the people at your job when you knew your boss hated you?" She said, "I just did my job." She said, "I didn't allow their hate or my feelings about their hate stop me from doing what my responsibility was." And through that, those people that hated me came back to me at the end and said, "I don't know what the rip was. I had maybe the wrong concept of you, but you have been stellar in what you do, what you say. You say you're going to do, you do. And when you do it at the highest level, at the best of your ability." Well, isn't that what the Most High requires of us? We may not know why we're being pushed back by this person or that person. We may not know why this business is not clicking the way I need it to click. I may not understand why the money's not coming in the way it needs to come in. Well, the Most High told these people, "I'm setting up a place for y'all. And if I clear things out too fast, then somebody else is gonna move in. Animals gonna move in your spot. I need to do this in a timely fashion that you move in right in time." Mm. The Most High has confounded the Gentile and his own children. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 23. Deuteronomy 7, he confuses the Gentile. When we read in Genesis 11, he confused everyone except the line of Shem. He allowed the line of Shem to continue his language. Because why? Because his inheritance. It's even men professional at all times. Men not like you, but they go and that's what we translate in this world. The world may not like us, but when we stand on the Most High, they're gonna respect His law. Not you. You thought I was gonna say they're gonna respect you. No. See, it's about the law. When the law becomes the law of the land, then we don't have confusion. We don't have anger. We don't have strife. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 23, the Most High says, "The Most High, your Shaddai, will deliver them up to you, throwing them into utter panic until they are wiped out." So again, and I'm going to go up to verse 22. "The Most High, your Creator, will dislodge those people before you little by little. You will not be able to put an end to them at once, else the wild beasts will multiply to your hurt." Verse 23. "The Most High, your Creator, will deliver them to you, throwing them into utter panic until they are wiped out." Verse 24. "He will deliver their kings into your hand, and you shall obliterate their name from under the heavens. No man shall stand up to you until you have wiped them out." Understanding how the Most High moves, because in Exodus 23 that we just read, 23:27, right? He says the same thing. He says, I will send forth my terror before you, and I will throw into panic all the people among whom you come, and I will make all your enemies turn tail before you. I will send a plague ahead of you, and it shall deliver you out of the hands of the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites. I will not drive them out before in a single year, lest the land become desolate and the wild beasts multiply to your hurt. So the Most High doubles down from Exodus 23:27 to Deuteronomy 27:23 when he explains that things have to be done in his orderly fashion. So he's asking us in both precepts to have the calm, to have the understanding that he's in control. I need that in this hour. I don't know about you. I don't know others, because I try to make things happen. I want the good things, that there is salvation. I want to be successful in my businesses and doing it in a righteous manner. But I have to realize that the Most High is making a way. I must be patient. Even with the obstacles that's in front of me, I must be calm. I must allow these things to come forward. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:20. In Deuteronomy 28, verse 20, it says, the Most High will let loose against you calamity, panic, and frustration in all the enterprise you undertake. That's what I'm just talking about right now, right? David, there's much that we want to undertake, much that we see, especially when you're a man and you're raising kids and you have a family and responsibilities. You don't want to just provide for the family. You want to excel. You want to do things. You want to be able to do wondrous luxury things for your wife. You want to be able to take your kids on special outings and things that cost. The Most High says in verse 20 of Deuteronomy 28, the Most High will let loose against you calamity, panic, and frustration in all the enterprise you undertake, so that you shall soon be utterly wiped out because of your evil doings in forsaking me. So when does the Most High bring confusion and confoundment unto its own children? When we forsake him. Deuteronomy, Exodus, Genesis. I gave everybody in the Gentiles and why the world is angry and confused. Now, personal, when the Most High lays out many of our treacherous deeds in Deuteronomy 28, especially Deuteronomy 28:68. He gave us in the Deuteronomy 28 a gift and a curse and said, if you do this, then you will receive this. But if you don't, then you will receive this. Many Hebrews from coast to coast quote this Deuteronomy 28:68 in references to the position of the FBA, so to speak, right? Well, we as the FBA have been following all of the gods, and we have been indulging in all of these ungodly demigod ways. Most High says, for your evil doing in forsaking me. I think that's the first commandment. Verse 21 of Deuteronomy 28. Until he has put an end to you in the land that you are entering to possess, the Most High will strike you with consumption, fever, and inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew. They shall hound you until you perish. The skies above you, above your head, shall be copper, and the earth under you iron. The Most High will make the rain of your land dust, and the sand shall drop on you from the sky until you are wiped out. These are all promises for following the heathens, the Gentiles. Our lands, you look at the sub-Saharan, was called Negrito. It was the place that we ran after, you know, after Nebuchadnezzar and after 70 AD. Historically and geographically, they'll tell you that the sub-Saharan one time was beautiful, grassy meadows and waters and streams. In fact, the weather is changing in such a manner, and the Most High's prophecies are coming that they are starting to grow grass again in the sub-Saharan. The things that we did in the sub-Saharan, understanding that Abu Bakr, the Shanti tribe, was a Hebrew tribe until it became a Muslim tribe. This was all the area of Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, which was Wayuda, which was Judah, to Benin, which was Benjamin. We had a plush land even when we left from Jerusalem. We followed the ways of the Moabites with Baal and Asherah to the detriment of us, to these prophecies, to the Most High having to lay out these things unto us. When we look at the anger and the confusion of the world, I want to lay it out tonight so that we aren't confused. What is the answer? The law is the answer. Patience and humility is the only way that you can navigate a world of anger and confusion. Let's go to Isaiah 41, verse 28. And it reads, "But I look, and there is not a man, not one of them can predict or can respond when I question him. See, see, they are all nothingness. Their works are nullity. Their status are naught and nil." So when we look at the Isaiah 41, and the Most High is saying, look at what man has done. You can go to 27 here. The things once predicted in Zion, behold, they are. And again I send a herald unto Jerusalem. But I look, and there is not a man, not one of them can predict or can respond when I question him. See, they are all nothingness. Their works are nullity. Their status are naught and nil. There isn't any one of the Abrahamic faiths. There isn't any one of the Abrahamic faiths that has an answer for the Most High in these calamities. You must understand a trick bag. If you have a nation of billion followers, and you are still befalling the prophecies, you are still following false gods, and you're having calamity upon you, but you're telling your people that you're following the right thing. Even with Catholicism, you are telling your people that everything is okay, but you're in war with everyone. You're telling everyone that the way that you live is the righteous way. But yet, everything is the opposite of that. I understand why we look at the world in confusion, because there isn't anyone with an answer, because no one is living righteously. You are not seeing a government, you're not seeing a nation that's living in a manner of righteous law. You had something close in Libya, and your boy Farrakhan likes to talk about Gaddafi. I think that was Gaddafi, yeah. And how their society actually worked together. And how they were able to pool the riches of their land every with no war, no crime, with no poverty and no crime. If your nation doesn't reflect that, then that means that the one second. If there's no nation that can show that they are righteous and are taking care of their people and not using nefarious ways of doing it, then what are you saying? You must understand that the reason why you understand confusion, why you have this anger, why it's in the underbelly, because everything that you're looking at is hypocritical. There is nothing that is as they say it should be. The Most High says, I'm destroying that. They have no answers, that all of them are to kneel. There is no answers but what has already been written. What has already been written. Let's go to Micah chapter 7. Micah chapter 7, verse 4. The best of them is like a prickly shrub, the most upright, worse than a barrier of thorns. On the day you waited for, your doom has come. Now their confusion shall come to pass. Trust no friend. Rely on no intimate. Rely on no intimate. Be guarded in speech with her who lies in your bosom. For son spawns father, daughter rises up against mother, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, and man's own household are his enemies. In Micah, it's hard to read that in your own home you will have enemies. I don't know how many people actually read this scripture and take into account or take to heart the words that are actually being said and what you see in society in front of you. I'm going to go, because of how serious this is, I want to go up to verse 2 in Micah 7. It says, the pious are banished from the land. None upright are left among men. All lie in wait to commit crimes. One traps the other in his net. They are eager to do evil. The magistrate makes demands the law, and the judge judges for a fee. The rich man makes his crooked plea, and they grant it. The best of them is like a prickly shrub, the most upright, worse than a barrier of thorns. On the day you waited for, your doom has come. Now their confusion shall come to pass. The Most High, and this is a woe is me, and speaking in the end times of the gleaning and the harvesting of the Most High is going to do. This is explaining that the upright man gets no justice in this world. So much so that it continues on that the Most High says, I'm going to bring confusion unto them, will come to pass on them. So now, because they don't trust you, because the upright man is not respected, I want to be clear. Because the upright man is not respected, now the upright man must trust no friend, rely on no intimate, be guarded in speech with her who lies in his bosom. For his son spawns the father, daughter rises up against the mother, daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, and man's own household are his enemies. Men that are actually leading their household, this should touch you. This should mean more to you than most people will understand, because you feel alone. You feel like you are, where's your peace? See, as I told you, I was feeling agitated all day today, right? And really couldn't put my finger on it. And as the Most High told me to go into this anger and confusion, this one was for me. This one was for me to try and understand what the Most High is doing. I come on as much as I can every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There's certain expectations that I've given the Most High as He has given me. That is what He has written that He would do. Nothing extra. In the home, a peace that a man is looking for and longing for is the hardest thing in these days. Me and my brother always says it's hard for Judah. Judah is fighting the world, then Judah feel like he's fighting in his home. Then you ask the Most High, well, what is the reward for my dedication to the law? Where is the peace of mind that I so deeply come to you for? And he says, as I read all the way up to this part, patience. You are getting too wrapped up in the time frame that I'm moving things. He told Daniel, when your prayer came up, it was heard and it was answered. But they got some principalities that's fighting and trying to do some things that hold the angel back from giving Daniel his answer. Should we be any different, my Hebrews, my Shebrews, my ox and the coatees? Are we in any greater position than Daniel? So it says, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, and man's own household are his enemies. Verse 7, yet I will look to the Most High. I will wait for the Most High who saves me. My Shaddai will hear me. Do not rejoice over me, O my enemy. Though I have fallen, I rise again. Though I sit in darkness, the Most High is my light. Let's go to Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29, verse 25. And it reads, a man's fears become a trap for him, but he who trusts in the Most High shall be safeguarded. In his time, not ours. You know, we all, when we was kids and we was punished, we really, I don't need the whole extent of the punishment. Like I got the lesson right now, like punished for a week, but I mean, after 3 days, I really feel like I understand that I'm not going to ever do that again. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way we are as adults. Yeah. If we look ourselves in the mirror, we have to admit that some of our youthful attributes that we should have left in our youth, we've carried it over, transformed it, and then made it something that we got pride in. The Most High says a man's fears become a trap for him. Your fear that your work that you've been doing isn't being heard, that's a fear. That your household or your job or the situations won't change around you, that's a fear. That the Most High won't have you covered when all these bombs go to dropping, when Babylon goes to falling, that's a fear. Understand the Most High says, yes, we're supposed to be vigilant and we're supposed to handle our business when it's before us, but the fear of it as the inspiration, the fear of it giving you those anxieties, the fear is the background uneasiness. It festers and becomes anger. And a lot of times, unfortunately, if you're not really careful, it comes out as displaced anger. And you really hurt people that shouldn't be hurt. It's a nasty cycle. We just need to step back and let the Most High, right? Psalms 118, verse 6. Psalms 118. Psalms 118, verse 6 and 7. The Most High is on my side. I have no fear. What can man do to me? That's a strong statement, but you only know that if you're going through some trials and tribulations. You can't make that statement unless you've gone through some things. You can't make the statement of, you know, if you're in New Orleans and you driving straight, then you obviously are drunk. You can't make that statement if you don't understand that there's potholes and that the sober people are dodging, so they're swerving. You can't make that statement, right? Verse 6, the Most High is on my side. I have no fear. What can man do to me? If you haven't put your faith, if you haven't put your vulnerability in the Most High, if you haven't put your patience in the Most High, I'm praying that you do. I'm praying that you get the fortitude. I'm praying that you read for yourself, that you can make those statements. Verse 7, it says, with the Most High on my side as my helper, I will see the downfall of my foes. Let's go to Psalms 94. Psalms 94, verse 19. When I am filled with the cares, your assurance soothes my soul. When I am filled with anxiety is a better word for the cares that they have here. When you're filled with the, man, ain't none of this working. When you feel with that, man, something better crack quick, or I'm going to have. We need the soothing of the Most High. That's the music that needs to soothe us. Let's go to Psalm 71. Psalm 71, verse 24. All day long, my tongue shall recite your benefits acts, your benevolent acts. How those who sought my ruin were frustrated and disgraced. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of what the Most High has taken us from. I know We all sanctified and saved and whatnot, and we all on the right path. But the Most High pulled you from something. You pulled yourself from something via the Most High. You have made a mistake that the Most High has covered for when you brought it to him. You've been vulnerable. When we are frustrated with this world, when we see the anger and the confusion of this world is turned upon us, when we are for no due reason being persecuted, what do? Yes, stand your ground. Stand on the law of the Most High. But understand that everything is happening for a reason. Understand that he is going to deal with this loud person. He's going to deal with this infraction. He's going to deal with this injustice. You have to do your work. You have to stay within the law. It ain't always easy. He gives you victories. He said, all day long, my tongue shall recite your benevolent acts. How those who sought my ruin were frustrated and disgraced. Let's go to the same Psalms 40:14. Psalms 40, verse 14. And it says, "O favor me, Most High, and save me. O Most High, hasten to my aid. Let those who seek to destroy my life be frustrated and disgraced." How many times do you pray that prayer in your angst? I'm going to tell you, I have had a couple of opportunities where injustice was being done to me, and I didn't want to say that prayer. I did not want the calamity of the Most High to come upon somebody that was just short-sighted at that moment. When you call upon the Most High hears you. If you call upon him too much to do your bidding, then it's a test in your heart now. I don't want the Most High to turn around and feel like he need to test my heart because I'm not strong enough to take a little strife that every time I get strife, I'm calling upon him to douse my enemies. It says, "Oh, favor me, save me, O Most High, hasten to my aid. Let those who seek to destroy my life be frustrated and disgraced." Sometimes the people aren't really trying to destroy your life. They're just trying to get their way. Your life being destroyed in it is really not something they even thought of. We live in a society that is just that numb, that is just that angry, that is just that confused. I often question, how could my softened heart that the Most High requires, how can it make it through this world? This world that is trying to stab it and trying to step on it at all times. People that, let's go to Isaiah 61:7. Let the Most High speak. Isaiah 61:7. Verse 60, chapter verse 7. Because your shame was double, men cried. Disgrace is their portion assuredly. They shall have a double share in the land. Joy shall be theirs for all time. Again, as we're dealing with these trials and tribulations with the confused and angry world, The Most High says, because your shame was doubled in this world of standing up on his law, because our shame has been doubled, men cried, disgrace is their portion assuredly. They shall have a double share in their land, in the land. Joy shall be theirs for all time. For I, the Most High, love justice. I hate robbery with a burnt offering. I will pay them their wages faithfully and make a covenant with them for all time. Their offspring shall be known among the nations. You say, hey, to say some of them favors. It better say some of those favors and continue to store them up. That's right, as treasures. You don't want to be asking the Most High that has treasures up for you to be dealing with something that your treasures aren't worth. Your time and your energy many times. And yes, as a Hebrew, if you've been standing on this, you find that you have less friends. You find that you have less people to talk to. That's okay too. Because here, as it says in the Most High has a double portion for you. The Most High has a double portion of joy for you standing on righteousness and those people around you either having to leave, either having to come back in due time and express their gratitude for you standing on righteousness. But yes, if you get yourself too wrapped up in it, you won't find the peace. The Most High says, don't be caught up in your cares. Know that he's doing this work with you. Know that you have refuge to step back and let him do his work. You dropped your seed. You said what you had to say. You stood your ground. Do your work. Follow the law and allow the Most High to move these things around for your victory. Our last verse for the night, Psalm 7, verse 2. You know what? Before I do that, before I go to the last verse, as I read to you guys this Psalms, it's Isaiah chapter 61, and I read through 7 through 9. I do want to read the beginning, go from 5. It says, strangers shall stand and pasture your flocks. Most High saying that people are going to stand over you. People are going to make money off of your flocks, off of your work. It says, aliens shall be your plowmen and trimmers, while you shall be called priests of the Most High and termed servants of the Most High Shaddai. You shall enjoy the wealth of nations and revel in their riches. Because your shame was doubled, men cried. Disgrace is their portion, assuredly. They shall have a double share in the land. Joy shall be theirs for all time. For I, the Most High, love justice. I hate robbery with a burnt offering. I will pay them their wages faithfully and make a covenant for them for all time. Their offspring shall be known among nations. All praises. Last one for the night. Let's go to the 70, verse 2. Psalm 70, verse 2. And it reads, hasten, O Shaddai, to save me, O Shaddai, to aid me. Let those who seek my life be frustrated and disgraced. For those who wish me harm fall back in shame. Let those who say, aha, aha, turn back because of their frustration. But let all who seek you be glad and rejoice in you. Let those who are eager for your deliverance always say, extolled be the Most High Shaddai. but I am poor and needy. O Shaddai, hasten to me. You are my help and my rescuer. O Shaddai, do not delay. In this world of confusion and anger, we ask that the Most High do not delay to our aid. We ask to be patient because all of this has been done by the Most High. And He can make crooked. He can make straight what He made crooked. And normally when He does that, He's making a way for His children. You, me, have patience in the Most High and understand that He's moving things. When you need your rest, that's what you got the Sabbath for. Your rejuvenation, that's what you got the Shabbat for. Look at your week, be better, and watch the Most High move in your life. This world, this anger and this confusion, leave them to their own anger and confusion. All praises, all praises, all praises to everyone. We'll see you guys on Shabbat this Friday, or maybe this Friday because Lil Man. So Shabbat lesson this Friday. All praises. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay safe and stay prayed up.